Hello. Welcome to Expansions. I'm Jane. This is our time for spirituality. And it is the holiday week, so I really wanted to pre-record this because I wanted to have this out there for myself, and it's a part of my practice that I wanted to share. And so I was like, "Oh, that was a good time to share it because to do this in a group, it's not as much fun." So, we are, let's see, so we're at like the winter solstice around this now. So it's this, it's the darkest day here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's like legitimately so many minutes of darkness, so much time of darkness. And for me, that's that space whenever I look inward, that's the darkness, right? Whenever I look inward, that is the darkness. That's when I see my shadows. It's when I see my shit. It's when I see my traumas. It's when I see my real deep feelings and thoughts around things. It's when I actually be with me. It's like that's my time and space. Because otherwise, when I'm out, I'm out in the light. I'm out there playing. I'm out there with others. I'm showing up in the world. My personality is expressing itself. And these are great things. And I've recognized within myself that the more I'm out, and I'm looking outward, the less I know about me. The more I then project old ways of being, and then I kind of run on a repeat program. I don't really change. If I am always going, and I notice this, I get burned out. And I get burned out because I've lost touch with me. I've legitimately lost, and not like permanently, but like I've disconnected with me. So, we've also been taught and conditioned to, when we do look outside of ourselves and we look out at others, other groups of people, our neighbors, our families, our friends, we've actually been conditioned to judge them. But for real. So we've been taught to always judge everything outside of us as being better than or worse than me. And by default, when I do look back at me from that outside lens, I will typically judge myself because that's what we've been programmed to do. When I give myself the time and space to be with me, to look inward, it used to be a really big challenge, actually. Like, it used to be really hard for me. I'm so curious if the sunlight is going to make its way over, because I feel like it may. Morning sun, you never know. Anyway, but I didn't enjoy going inward and being by myself, and that's why I used to do so many drugs and distract myself. I would get up in the morning and immediately get coffee and turn on the TV. I wouldn't even give myself time to be with me and to just check in and move my body and feel my breath and ask myself, what do I need today? What do I want to do today? I was like on autopilot, right? And it's because when I would be in those dark places, when I would give myself this pause to just be with me, I judged it. I would look at myself with this really judgmental lens, and it would be like, well, why aren't you doing this right now? And you should be doing that. And here's the fear coming in because, Jane, if you don't hurry up and get ready for work, they're going to fire you, and then you're going to lose everything and you'll not have anything ever, and so just my self-talk would be really loud and kind of negative and super judgy. So I didn't have a real relationship with me. And over the years, I've practiced this relationship with me so that I can hold space for me to discover the parts that were the traumas and that were these deep-seated beliefs and these ancestral beliefs and the collective's beliefs that I am experiencing and living through and processing, so that I can transmute them and alchemize them and keep growing and evolving and ascending, right? I feel like that's what we all can do. Whether we do it or not, we can do it. So anyway, this time that I use to go inward looks different all the time. Because sometimes I can just sit in silence and meditation, and I can just be in that darkness, and I can be in the silence of that, and I can be with the thoughts of that. I can be with the emotions of that. I can be with my physical body with that. And it's awesome sauce. Other times I can't, because my mind is like, no, you're going to think about this, Jane. You're still going to think about this. And I can't like drop in. I can't drop into that depth and darkness that I am, that's within me. I can't. So I have other methods, and I've discussed some of them. I've shared some of them. Singing and chanting is a huge one for me because I can get in this zone. Dancing is huge as well for me. I can get in a zone where I'm just with me, and like my energy that I'm with is moving out. Yoga, going for a walk, being creative, that's a doozy of one because I'm busy painting or drawing or coloring or whatever. Things come out and I really start to get clarity. So when I go inward, this clarity that I get, that I discover, that I remember, whatever, that I move into, it's almost like bringing light into the depths of me, right? Because there's nothing bad with the dark. And for me, the light just feels better. But I can't put light in the dark if I don't fucking look at the dark in the first place. You know, you can't. I can't clean out underneath the sofa if I don't move the sofa in the first place to see what's underneath it. Just is. And the darkness isn't scary, you know. I made it scary because I was so mean and hateful to myself. So, something that I have done over the years, hang on. Part of my morning practice that I'm sharing with you is part of my green smoothie. This tastes so good. And it has lemon in it, so it makes a whole lot of spit. It may make my teeth green. Whatever. Anyway. Something that I've practiced over the years is having an awareness of myself. And I've also had space where I am aware of myself being aware of myself. It's like being in a hall of mirrors, one of those funhouse things where all you see is you. But it's interesting because in those mirror funhouse room things, you really can't see you. Like if you look at you in any reflection, unless it's one specific one where you're making eye contact, none of the other reflections are actually looking at you. Does that make sense? It's like they're all like, if I turn my head to look at this mirror reflection, then all the other images around me have their head slightly turned. And it's only the one in which I'm directly looking at that I can see myself seeing myself. Now, there's a way that I've been practicing where I can see myself from multiple perspectives. It's a practice. All that to say. Being aware of ourselves, that's where we get to grow in the spiritual realm. Because if I can be aware of a deep-seated fear, then I can give myself courage and encouragement and peace and grace and space to let the fear be with me, move through me, and give me the strength to walk through whatever it is that I'm afraid of. You know, if I can be with my awareness of me, if I can be aware of me in those dark places, right? No outside stimuli, shutting off the voices that are like, you're dumb, you know, or maybe that's when I get to recognize those voices because I'm like, oh wow, I'm really recognizing that this is a thought loop that won't shut up. I'm going to be with that thought loop. Now I'm going to talk to that thought loop, right? So if the thought loop, because I'm in this space of stillness, if the thought loop that comes in is, you're not enough, Jane, you're just not enough. You're not enough. You need to be better. You need to be thinner. You need to be faster. You need to be stronger. You need to be different. You need to be different because you are not enough. If I am truly with me, then I can talk back to that voice and say, really? Where do you come from, right? Like, why do you feel like you're not enough? Because I realize, because it's all me. Why do you feel like you're not enough? Who told you that? You know that you're made of light and sound, and yet you're a human on this earth plane just like everybody else. So you're just as enough as anyone. And you're never not enough. You can't be not enough. Unless you're judging you. Why are you judging me? Where'd you come from? And then this voice starts to talk back. Well, I'm saying this because this is what the magazines always told you when you were a kid. Or this is what your father said when you were a kid. Or this is why. Oh, well, that's good. Now I have an awareness of where it came from. And so it becomes this dialogue. And so it starts to shrink this voice so that it's not this overpowering program in my brain that keeps the Jane on the earth plane in fear or in judgment. So being aware of ourselves is a gift to me. To me, this is like one of our spiritual human gifts that we all have, whether we recognize it and use it or not. It just is. That I can be aware of myself. And then I wonder, I really truly wonder, like, does anything else on the earth plane recognize and witness itself with the awareness that we can? I don't know if I'll ever know. But like, is the dog, right? The dog. You got a pet, you got your pup. Is the dog aware that, does it think, I'm chasing my tail right now and I know it's on my butt, I'm still gonna chase it? Or is it just being so in the moment that it just is the awareness? It's not aware of itself, it's just being awareness. It's just being itself, it's just being love, it's just being. The tree, when I think about the tree, is the tree aware of itself? Is the tree thinking, I am growing so slow compared to that human that lives in this house? You know, like, is the tree aware that its leaves change and morph and fall off? Does it see itself? Because when we can see ourselves, when we have the awareness of the awareness that we are, that's when we can make change in all that we are. And then that to me is the power and the gift. Now, if the tree becomes aware of itself, then it could potentially change itself. Like, what if, right? What if? I don't know. If the tree is aware of itself, right? Say it's a walnut tree. I'm a walnut tree and I'm growing these walnuts. God, they're so big. And then I see a sycamore across the street. And you know, I feel like, why do I grow these things on me? The sycamore doesn't. My leaves are different than that tree. I don't know if I wonder if I should shrink down. Like, in my head, like, trees don't do that, like, at all, right? And it's maybe because they don't have the awareness of the consciousness that they are. They're not aware of themselves. They're just being themselves and letting this life force move through them all the time. So we have this like double-edged sword gift of awareness. And it's so beautiful that we can be aware, because that's when we can make a change. That's where we can choose to grow and evolve and expand. Because if the awareness of me is programmed with this voice, that's not really me. That's like something outside of me. That's the church. The church told me this, or school told me this, or the doctor told me this. Like, whatever, something outside of me told me this, and I took it on as a truth. And so I keep telling myself the same thing over and over again. When I remember that I am awareness, I am aware of the awareness that I am, then I can negotiate and have a conversation with these voices in this example, make a change, and then I start letting this life force of consciousness move through me, much like the tree. So, very esoteric kind of like out there thoughts here. And I know some are going to listen to this and be like, yes, I get it. And some are going to listen to this and be like, I have no idea what you're talking about and you're losing me. And it's all good either way. Deep thoughts with Jane. Let me drink my juice. So good. I just want to share what this is, because now I'm producing all this spit from the lemon and I can't talk much. It's spirulina, y'all. Spirulina is so good. And like a greens powder and a reds powder, coconut water. lemon, squeeze it. Anyway, my lips are probably green. So, one of the spiritual tools, one of my practices that I do to tie all this together and to share something that I wouldn't want to share in a group. And not that I wouldn't want to share it. Again, it just could, anyway. I do Japa meditations. So Japa meditation is a form of meditation where we speak a mantra on repeat. And we do it 108 times. I'm not going to go into the story of 108, but 108, the number itself, because everything is math, everything is numbers and energy and code, and everything is a pattern of numbers basically in the universe. Everything breaks down to math. Everything is math because everything is in relation to each other in itself and from a radial perspective usually, or a linear. So it's like geometry or spherical. Anywho, sacred geometry. 108 is this magic number that's been used through so many practices, so many religions, so many spiritual things. It's like distances and times and math multiplies and digits. It's just a potent number. So anyway, so you repeat a mantra, a saying over and over again, 108 times. And what that does is, first of all, it holds the space if you're in a practice to go inward, because it calms all that chatterbox and to a place where it's like, no, the chatterbox is just saying what I need, what this mantra is on repeat. So then it becomes background noise for me to dive inward and be with me and get the downloads, get the visions, get the clarity, get the healing, get the peace, get the stillness, whatever it is that I need. The me speaking the mantra is holding space for me to do the work or to be with me. It also helps with neural reprogramming. So there's a science to everything that I just totally geek out on. And if the mantra that I am saying over and over again, 108 times, and I do this for 40 days, here's a commitment if y'all ever want to try that. Pick a mantra, you say it for 40 days, every single day, with commitment, with devotion, with intention, and you do it 108 times every day. Just do it. It's fun. Anyway, but there's this component of neural reprogramming that happens, and it is I just got a vision and I'm very excited about that. Anyway, there's a part of the neural reprogramming that happens that basically we start to believe the mantra. So if I have a mantra of, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant, right? And I'd say that 108 times to myself over the course of 40 days. At some point, the chatter that says, you don't have anything, there's never enough, and if you have some, then the people are going to do without. Eventually, that voice can't even be heard because the voice of I am abundant has been programmed in the neural pathway so big, so furrowed in, that that's the default program that happens. Whatever these programs of thought are, that's the reality that we live in. So, the tool. So I wanted to share with you some of my tools. And I am very particular about my malas. And I'll get back to that in a moment. So I use a mala. And a mala has been a tradition. It's a tool. I've heard people call them a necklace. It is not a necklace. It's like a rosary is not a necklace. But a rosary is very similar. So you can see that in many traditions and cultures, they use what appears to be a necklace, a beadwork, and what they do is they count per bead. So on this one, there are 108 beads. Isn't it beautiful? It has amethyst and sodalite and turquoise and aventurine and jade and moonstone and citrine and carnelian and and garnet. It's a whole rainbow, y'all. This was my first blue Valkyrie mala that I got to receive a few years ago now. It's starting to get loose. Been using it. might restring it. Anyway, so I have a few of these. And then I also have pocket malas. So they're small. So on this big one, they're 108. On this one, there's a quarter of it. So what is that, like 26, 28, 26? No. A quarter of 108. Why can't I math right now? I need to drink more of that green juice. 2. I'm literally not mathing right now. I'm just not going to do it. It's a quarter of it. Math. I can tell you all about physics, and sometimes when it's math, I'm down. Then I have this piece that I just received. So it's a quarter of this. So I would go around this 4 times, or I can just go around this 1 time. So the mala is the tool, the pocket mala. These are the tools. So I just don't lose count. You can also count on your fingers. You can use a knuckle. So each finger is 4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can just do that. And 4 times 4, so 16, 32. So you would just do that. 32 and 32 is 64, 64. So I think you would do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 times, something like that. Math. Again, math. Sorry. But you can count on your fingers, so that the part of the meditation is the movement with each finger. So, say the mantras, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant. That's 4, next finger, And then you also get in this really rhythmic space of your breathing and the way you are sitting. And I've noticed sometimes I and others, like, I'll be in my meditation and my body starts rocking. I don't stop it. I don't judge it. It's energy moving through my body. So I just want to share that what comes up and out can be, you're moving energy, basically. And not only that, you are, you may cry. Just a heads up, you may cry. And it's because when we have this old chatterbox voice and we finally lovingly and kindly tell it the truth, there's this release, because it almost like goes and just dissolves away. When we do that, it's an energy, right? Neural pathways are electricity. So it's almost like if this electricity goes poof, it can transmute into another form of energy. So it can come out as a burp. After the japa, you might have to pee really bad. Tears may flow. Emotions may come up, but if you stick with it, then you're actually allowing yourself to be with the emotion instead of shoving the emotion aside and like, I'll get to you later, I'll compartmentalize you, Instead, we get to deal with it and just let it flow through us, that's the big work. That's what spirituality is to me. It's letting the body, mind, and emotions all be together with so much love and kindness, because we can have awareness that we are love and kindness, which brings me to the meditation. So the invitation is to find a comfortable seat, and that just whatever that looks like, just get in a comfortable place. I would definitely encourage sitting up. This is typically not a meditation to do lying down, because the point is to stay very alert and active in it. It works with different brain waves. Excuse me. Burping. So find a comfortable seat. If you have a mala, awesome. If you don't, awesome, because I'm going to be doing it and you can just follow along. See, it's perfect. That's why I wanted to do this, so that this is an option to like tune into and like listen, like, ooh, that's a japa meditation. I want to do that, but I don't have a mala, right? Until you get one. And if you want a custom made one, and she also has some that are already made, but not many, but she does mostly custom. Blue Valkyrie mala. It's BLUE-VALKYRIE mala. And I know she's on Instagram. I think she's working on a website. So, which mala do I want to use? I want to use the big one. But aren't these pretty? Look at that. Like, look at that baby. Isn't that gorgeous? And that's another thing, like, I'll have this in my pocket and I'll just I'll put it around my wrist and I hold the guru bead and just like play with it. This one I was with all day yesterday, so it still smells like a lotion that I was using. But it's like strawberry, quartz, and garnet, and a piece of, I think, labradorite on it. Anyway, let's set these right here. So because malas are sacred tools, in the culture that they come from, like the Indian, the Hindu, the yogic culture, this isn't jewelry. Like, you don't just wear it because you're going to the club. You wear it because it's a part of your spiritual practice. So I use it when I am doing my japa, and I do it when I go to and hold and go to ceremonies. In the culture, like, you are to hold it a certain way. You hold it with one hand. And it's because in the culture, just, I'm not gonna go into all that. But you look it up, it's very beautiful, and I don't want to appropriate the culture, and I want to get to the meditation. So it's out of love and respect and time. So it's another teaching. So also, typically, we don't put these on the floor. We don't like drop them around. Like, it's almost like I don't put my shoes on my bed. I don't ever put my shoes on my bed. I don't ever want to put my shoes on my bed. There's something about me that's like, don't put your shoes on your bed. I don't wear shoes in my house, but like if I did, I wouldn't put my shoes on the sofa. Kind of the same thing. You don't want to put this anywhere. Like, this is like your channel, right? It's like a little channel to source, to your spirit, to your higher self. So the mantra that I want to share was reminded to me this weekend as it came up a few times, and a friend of mine recently just got a mala, and the mantra that she was given to do was the statement of, I am loving awareness. So we had a discussion about, like, what does that even mean? And it means what I've just been talking about I am awareness, and I am loving awareness. Like, it's our nature to be loving. We are love at our core. So when we remember that I am loving awareness, it really settles us back into the nature and the reality of what we are at our core. We are loving awareness. We just are. So we're going to go through this whole thing and say, I am loving awareness for each bead. And you can do anything. You could do Ho'oponopono for each bead. You can say a whole mantra for each bead. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. You could do the Lord's Prayer for each one. I don't know it, but you could. It might take you a minute. Who cares? We got nothing but time. We're here forever. Eternal beings made of light. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So find yourself in a comfortable seated position. And I like to close my eyes for this whenever I do this by myself. So, you do you, whatever you feel safe and comfortable doing. So take a big breath in and just let it go. We're going to just breathe normal, but we're going to do a couple more deep breaths, and then we're going to begin. And the mantra is going to be, I am loving awareness. So take another couple breaths in with me if you want. Feel into and settle into your body. Remember that you are spirit, and you have a body, you have a mind, and you have lived experiences. You're ever growing and changing, and you, like everything else on this earth plane, deserves grace. One more breath in, and we'll begin. And say it with me. I am loving awareness. 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 Just be with you in the moment, in the silent space. Take a big breath in. And let it go. I could stay in that zone forever, so I won't. And you can end your japa with anything that feels good. You can end it with the breath and a little bow to yourself for taking the time. You can place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, or both hands on your heart. And have gratitude that you showed up for you. You can finish your japa with, and so it is. And so it is. You can end it with thank you. Thank you to yourself. Thank you to Great Spirit. Thank you to the oneness. Thank you to love. Thank you to loving awareness. You can end it however you like. You can end it with Sat Nam, I am. You can end it with I am, just I am. But my invitation is to play with it first. Find a mantra. I am loving awareness is a really beautiful one to me. I am, over and over again. I am, I am, I am, I am. It's a beautiful one. If there's something that you're working on, maybe you are looking for more peace. Maybe I am peace. Peace surrounds me. Next bead, I am peace. Peace surrounds me. It can be anything that you want to integrate or remember or cultivate more of. If I would put this out there that please don't ever have a mantra that you repeat that says, I don't want war. I don't want this. Please don't do that, because you're literally just going to call it to you. So if you say, I don't want war, then you're going to basically experience war. So, I want peace. I wouldn't even go with want. These are very I am. This is about the me, or even, peace is on earth. Peace is on earth. Peace is on earth. Peace is on earth. The earth is in harmony. The earth is in harmony. The earth is in harmony. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. These statements are very potent and powerful ones. Whatever we speak becomes the reality. It's like casting a spell, which sounds so witchy. But anyway. I need to stretch now. It feels so good. So that's what I wanted to share today. So the invitation is to grab a mala. You can use your fingers. You'll figure it out 108 times. You can math it, because I'm apparently not feeling like that in this day. I acknowledge that it's not the easiest, but anyway. And the encouragement and invitation is to do it for 40 days. Once a day for 40 days. See if you can do it. Why not? What a beautiful experiment that only you can gauge the results from. Only you will be able to experience and feel any difference, or none. And worst case scenario is that you don't feel any difference, nothing changes, but then you just took, a couple minutes to just be by yourself, with yourself, giving yourself some affirmations. So, worst case scenario is you do subconscious neural reprogramming that's in the highest good for you and all life on earth. Do it if you want. So I want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in, for checking this out, for having a spiritual practice, for maybe rediscovering spirituality, for discovering it, for reconnecting with it, for expanding it, for amplifying it, for playing in different realms that's not just so dogmatic and judgmental and this is the only right way. Just thank you for being in an expanded perspective around the spiritual nature of you and of me and of life on this planet. and beyond, because we're so much more than on this earth. So please take care of yourselves and each other and know how loved you are. You're so loved. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope that this next year brings us all that our heart desires. Yep. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I love you. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.